Olka and Mike and Jim, thank you so much for speaking to my students in the Global Leadership Project about Japanese culture and about cultural adjustment. And they would like to give you a very special thank you from the Mobile Storyteller Bus.
I learned today that helping others who are new to new culture is very helpful, and is really appreciated those.
I learned that to be able to grow, just in general, I'll have to be in uncomfortable situations and just learn to deal with it.
I learned that I have to be assertive and make things happen to me instead of just letting things happen.
I learned that the US and Japan are very culturally different because the US uses more direct communication and Japanese use more indirect communication.
My biggest takeaway was how polite and respectful the Japanese people are towards each other, and then the power distance and the amount of respect you gotta have for your superior, and all the above.
You talked a lot about indirect communications, and I'm going to use that as I start traveling out west for my job. When I'm working with different people who aren't giving me direct answers and aren't as blunt as I am, so they can tell me what they're trying to think, or I can involve a third party to help us communicate, or I can research what their background is and why they may not be talking to me as openly.
I learned that in the workforce or entering new cultures, you need to be assertive, and I can use that as I travel the world, hopefully, and also learning new languages.
I learned the do's and do nots of Japanese culture. For example, to bow, especially to bow lower than your superior, and it'll definitely help me when I want to work at a Japanese company.
One of the biggest takeaways I got out of this was to be a little more unafraid and more confident in myself, so I can learn these languages and stuff, because I'm wanting to go to Japan just to go visit, and I would like to be able to be in the culture a little more.
I've learned to be more confident and assertive with new environments and people in my workplace and just all around.
What I've learned from this is that Japanese culture is a little more willing to just go out of their way just to see if you need help.
I learned how important it is to be open with communication, and that's very helpful for when I plan on traveling for photography. It'll be very helpful to be more open with talking and speaking in their language versus them speaking in mine.
I learned that in Japanese culture, you have to bow down and kneel when you're introducing a business.
I learned that being assertive is pretty much key to everything, just to be prepared, and I will use that to become prepared in my job.
Thank you!